Hey, oh my gosh, I almost 6:32. I apologize. I didn't even realize today was Monday, June 19th. Nobody told me. I was extending the busy weekend, the Father's Day weekend, so I was like, what? We have a show? What show? The Steve Squared Show, of course. Coming to you live, remote, from an undisclosed location. How's everybody today? Did you all have a wonderful Father's Day weekend? We did. I hope you all did as well and got to be with family and friends. It's a Father's Day weekend, but it's a weekend to celebrate with family, and that's really what it's all about. And I'll tell you more what it's all about. It's all about this. I took this for the show. I was gonna start off. You have to believe me. I was going to start off with a heartfelt, good feel story, because I know I'm always angry and always unacceptable moments. So I said, I'm turning over a new leaf. It's summer tomorrow, right? Or not tomorrow. I think Wednesday. Summer's coming, the 21st, and that's a time for reflection, for change. And but you know what? I like who I am. I like the angry, unacceptable person I have. You have grown to come and love, all four of you who watch the show. So I took this from my dad. I bought my dad. Look at this nice, happy Father's Day star balloon. Beautiful. So, but you can see there's a problem there. You see how look at it. It's supposed to be high up in the sky. It should be out of your view. Now it's going to be the wrong way. It's unacceptable. So I go in Father's Day morning, want to surprise my dad. I want to get a couple of balloons. Okay, I go to the local, discount store, and they have the balloons. So I overhear the girl. It's early in the morning. The store opens up. I overhear the girl talking to the owner, and she says, someone was in here yesterday, and they wanted one of the balloons that was already blown up hanging, but they said it was kind of deflated. They wanted a new one. And she said, I'll put some air in this one. And she said, no, I'd like a fresh balloon. And so she was saying how just nuts this woman was to demand a fresh balloon. So I saw two balloons, and I'm not that type of person. I said, and one of them was this one, whatever it is, was kind of deflated. So I said, I grabbed the two. I'll take these. I'm in a rush. She goes, well, I'll put some air in it. So I said, okay. I joked around. I said, no, I want a fresh one. That was because I overheard her. So she put some air in the balloon. Okay, this was yesterday. Obviously, that nuts woman wasn't so nuts, because in less than 24 hours, this thing is deflated. And it was a discount store, but not on the Mylar balloons. They're pretty expensive. So, I was a little bit annoyed, and I say, here's a lesson to be learned. First of all, she should not be talking with the owner in front of a customer about other customers. Don't you hate that complaining? Because if they do it about one, they're doing it about you. So, it sends off a poor vibe, right? Bad energy. And I'm all about this newfound, energy thing, right? So it's the summer. We're trying to find new energy. So I got the deflated balloon. It's ridiculous. And so if she's watching, which I'm sure she's not, I'm sure if she was, she tuned us out and put on a different podcast show. But she maybe that woman wasn't so crazy to demand. I should have. Here's a lesson to be learned. Demand what you want, right? Always ask for what you want. Don't be shy. Don't be bashful. If you want a fresh balloon, ask for a fresh balloon. Give me a fresh balloon. Because obviously there was something wrong in this balloon, that it's not holding air. So, because it's a Father's Day balloon, they have only had them up for a couple of days. It's not like, that balloon was filled up a month ago. They didn't have a prep of a month for balloons. A day or two. These balloons, these strong Mylar balloons, should last a solid week. And so I'm going to go back there. I'm a little miffed. So anyway, I don't let that. I tried not to let that discourage a nice, good Father's Day. My dad got all, we went to the car show in Merrick by the train station. It was really nice. We saw some pretty cool cars. My dad and my brother went, and we saw some good cars. There was it was a lot. It was crowded. It was hot, so we stayed for a while. But we had a nice time. We do it every year. And then we had the barbecue over by my sisters, my mom, all the relatives, not all my nieces, and nephews, and all the rest. And so we had a good time, but head by all. And of course, Sophie was there, my sister's dog, and so it was a lot of fun. So happy Father's Day to all of you out there. Happy Father's Day to my dad again. He really took in. He hit lotto. My dad does all the car models, so we all got him models and things like that. I got him a cool shirt too. I got him some fun stuff. I get him a scratch-off card, the Win for Life. So I come by there and he goes, "Hey, I won $10." I said, "Fantastic, that's great." I look at it, he didn't win $10. Come on. I said, "Dad, what are you looking at?" He said, I thought I won $10. I said, "No, unfortunately we didn't." But good fun had by all. Anyway, so hope you all had a good time. We got a lot of things to go over today. We might even get a call in from Jeff. I thought Jeff might have that Monday mystery movie night in Farmingdale where they go to the movies for $5, but you don't know what you're going to see. But he said that's next week, so he'll probably give us a call in if he stays. Jeff has that 6 to 6:30 doze off nap time he likes to take. So we'll see how Jeff does with that. But we had a good. I actually trained Jeff today. He's also. He's not only a member, but he's also, right? Then they used to say that in the hair club for men. He's also a client, so, always a friend first. Client's always second. And we had a good workout today, so that was good. Start the week off with a good workout, right? It's all about that positive energy. You start off. Did you do something positive today? What did you do? What did you do? I'm going to do something positive after the show. I'm going to go over to that discount store and tell that girl off. I still struggle with vendettas and retribution instead of letting things go. Jewel says, and I'm going to always reference Jewel because I've been reading her book, and she always says you have to let these things go. The path follows its own road, whatever that means. But she's always about kind of that transcendental aura, karma type of feel, she always says. I don't get even. I don't look for that. Everybody goes along on their own path and journey. It's easy to say that when you have $600 million in the bank. But no, she was doing that well before. If you got to read this book, it's unbelievable. I'm halfway through, which is pretty good for me because I'm not a fast reader. I'll read a couple of pages here, a couple of pages there. I don't sit down. I don't have that kind of time to sit for hours. What I do like about her book, and she might have taken this from the Anything is Possible Jack LaLanne book. Probably not, since her book was published 5 years before mine. Plus, I don't think she read my book. But she has short chapters. They're like 4 or 5 page chapters. That's the key to a good book. I did that because I said, in a book that I read, I enjoy short, because they're like, you can do it at a sitting and feel like you accomplished something. So instead of 10 arduous, long, 50-page chapters that you feel like because the chapter is like a break. It lets your mind reset. And as people who have short attention spans, right? Our attention spans, the average adult attention span is anywhere from 12 to 14 seconds, if that. Mine is half of that. A 50-page chapter, you start, and you want to feel a sense of accomplishment. When you finish a chapter, it feels good. So I like that I wonder if I had access to her, I would ask her if she did that on purpose. But I did that in my book, short chapters. A, because I enjoy that. B, because I couldn't find enough material. I was stretching out. You can only write, he was a very, 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 very strong man. So, anyway. But, let's start off with a good feel story. How is your handwriting? Do you have good handwriting? Would you like better handwriting? Let me tell you, this young girl from St. Pius the Fifth School, can you get a picture of her? She won the Penmanship Award. Now, I didn't even know they had something like this. Boy, do they look to give awards for anything. But she got the best penmanship. Wonderful. She is 14 years old, a pupil of the St. Pius the Fifth School. If you're in one of those schools, you're no doubtedly going to, because they really, they have that stern right over your, this wasn't going to be like, some like inner city high school on Long Island. This wasn't going to be something like that. I don't want to call out a school, but very, very cute. She won the National Handwriting Contest. This is fantastic. She said, I was shocked, she said. She got an engraved trophy, $500, and it really says here that it was in cursive and print, depending on the age range that you were in. And you could see a little bit of her handwriting. Can you see that? Let me try to show you a little bit. Very good, right? Very, very good. Very good penmanship skills. So good for her. That was really good. I like the story they have next to it, though. So it's this sweet, heartwarming story, and in the corner on the other side, you can see misuse of NYPD nets Mayor de Blasio a $475,000 fine. You can't get through even one page of a nice story without sticking something crooked, fraudulent, or downright depressing in the corner. Mayor Big D got $500,000 fine. What does he carry? That's like $50 to you and me. Anyway, good for her. Her name was Lauren Hand. That's so funny. Her name was Lauren Hand. And she wins penmanship for handwriting. That's interesting. I'm going to look into that. That seems a bit colluding. I think there's some collusion going on. She's an 8th grader. Good for her. She says precision, patience, and practice. 3 Ps. Is how she won. Good for her. She later, afterwards, settled. The bunch of them went out and they went to a local bar and got hammered and did lines of cocaine to celebrate. Got high as a kite. Woo! Penmanship. She took that $500 and went out and got legal Long Island pot. Kidding. You guys can't take a joke. This is what I've succumbed. We're in 2023, nobody could take a joke. Only the Kermit, the beautiful, vibrant, look, Kermit's loving that summer's coming. Beautiful green. Remember I was having that trouble where I was losing leaves? Not me personally, but Kermit. Not anymore. Loving it, enjoying I think the winter had a little toll. Now that it's been beautiful, getting a lot of sunlight, really enjoying it. So anyway, that's I wanted to start off with something fun, and here's something interesting. Hey, they're coming out with a Long Island license plate. Did you see this? This is fun. Look at that plate. This is it. They picked Montauk Point. They were picking different designs for the license plate. Do you see it? They decided on the other choices were a long line at a deli, like with people holding tickets. Number 93, and they had people. It was a long line that was going to be across the license plate of people holding numbers, waiting for sliced cold cuts. Or they were going to just put a kind of a landscape of malls. But they decided on Long Island's signature landmark, the Montauk Point Lighthouse, and I said, this is cool. This is awesome. Oh, look, we're getting a call. Hold on one second. We're going to take that call in a moment. But hold on. Let me get him. I'll get Jeff in a second. Hold on, Jeff. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on one second. Hold on one second. I'm just messaging Jeff. Just a quick one. There we go. So I thought this was free, right? Oh, you know, if you live on Long Island, right? Of course not. $60 for this stupid license plate. That's ridiculous. I don't need the $60 lighthouse on the back of my Jeep. Really depressed about that. I was really upset. I was really excited. I said, that'll be cool. I'll get one for the summer. All things in life are not free, my friends, my squares. I'm sorry. Anyway, you know, I was giving... Hold on a second here. Let me see if I want to discuss this. This I thought was funny. So they had this thing, front page, Long Island new traffic jams. In case, I don't know if many of you know that sometimes Long Island has traffic on its parkways and highways. I like how they decide now after 60, 70 years of traffic on Long Island is one of the worst places to drive a car, that they're just now making it a story. Long Island's new traffic jams. There's nothing new. Is there something new that I didn't know about? Are we driving straight up and down now? Because as far as I know, there's nothing new about a traffic jam. It's the same traffic jam. But I did like this because I thought inside this story was something interesting. I like things that I can relate to. So this guy says, you can see right here, he has a quote. He says, so I'm not misquoting, he says, it was 2 p.m. and it took me 2 hours and 20 minutes to get home. In a drive that should have taken me 20, 25 minutes. 2 hours and 20 minutes. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. I'm sorry. This is, if I had my blurb, I would be hitting it 100 times. The waste of time that we spend, and I was thinking of this, which is also a waste of time that I was pondering this. The amount of time, and I said, I wonder, you know, time is so precious, right? We enjoy time with friends and family and, you know, writing if you're an artist or playing music or whatever. There's so many more productive things, reading a good book, petting a dog, shaking the hand of a friend, a hug of a loved one. So many more important things we could be doing. Instead, we log in so many hours waiting online for a half a pound of salty cured meat, or waiting to get home after a long day of being yelled at by your boss at a stupid job in a stupid cubicle where you get into your stupid car and you get on the stupid Southern State. Stupid Southern State. Here's a who. I'm Dr. Seuss of traffic. You get on the Southern State Parkway, and, you know, I have the worst handwriting known to man. I'm a lefty. And as we have said, lefties, the world is not made for lefties. So I write across the paper, and I always used to come home with my hand filled with ink, and I hated it. Hated it. And so I didn't do that, a stupid way to write. I don't have that beautiful, flowery handwriting. My handwriting is, I don't even want to insult first graders, at first grader level at best. What are you going to do? I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. That's all any of us are doing. It's the best we can. Anyway, so I But this was interesting here because this will all tie in if you give me a moment. I'll tie this all in together. That's why I told you have to hold on. I want to tie this story in for you. So a big moment here. You can see Blakeman from Nassau County and Steve Ballone from Suffolk County, the two heads of the counties. Now, I wish they would go head-to-head in a wrestling match, but here they're shaking hands, and one county for all. I don't like that we're separated in two counties. I think these two guys should have an arm wrestle. And then for a year, you get to be either Nassau County or Suffolk, not the two. Anyway, so they're shaking hands. They're very excited. A celebration for everyone. So here's what's happening. They decided to make this big shindig because it's the Long Island. Now, this is going to be hard to get out, so stick with me for a moment. It's the semi-quincentennial celebration. I'll say that again. I said that pretty good. Semi-quincentennial celebration. So what that means, for those of you like myself who had no clue, it's the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776. But I don't think it's this year, right? No, it'll be in 2026, in 3 years. So these two guys won't even be in office. But they thought this was pressing on Long Islanders. Not the traffic, not the poor infrastructure, not the long lines, not the crime, not anything, but celebrating the 250th Declaration of Independence. Is that even a thing? And on Long Island, they wanted to recognize Long Island's participation in that process. So it's going to be a real historic event. I'm putting it on my calendar now. 3 years from July 4th, I will be attending this event. It will be fantastic. They hope that it's going to really be a focus, not just on the patriots that came here, those snooty expatriates that left the King Lord Charles, and the snooty king and queen, and came here to find a better home, where they would, just come here and take stuff from other people. That's the way we do it. Anyway, so for those of you planning ahead, and let's face it, you always have to plan ahead. If you want to get Fire Island places or Montauk, hotels, you got to plan ahead. So make time now. Get your, I don't know what you'd be planning, and I don't know what's in store, but it was a big event. They shook hands. They're in front of an old historic place, and they actually have the Long Island Semi-Quincentennial Commission that actually, I'm guessing, people were appointed to. That's going to be a real hard job. You would have to wait a long time for that, because that's the 250. You'd have to be like, oh, I'm going to be on that. That's a good job for me. So, interesting. So it says here, Sagdacoast Manor in West Bayshore served as headquarters for the British forces on Long Island during the Revolutionary War. We play a major role in everything. And, of course, if you remember, and this is why I'm tying everything together, one of the greatest battles of the Revolutionary War, they had to get and cross the Potomac River when George is looking with the glass and he throws the quarter, the silver dollar across, so Long Island forces were supposed to meet him for this big battle, but unfortunately, because of traffic, they were delayed. Tie it all together. But just when I'm at my wit's end, I'm fed up, I'm angered, I'm terribly upset, Kathy Hochul comes to the rescue. Seems they're doing an 80-mile, can you see that, repaving project. Set to start. They're going to, it says $26 million will be repaving the plan next week along pothole-marked stretches of the Northern State Parkway and Northern Boulevard. This seems a lot. It's on Wolf Hill Road. I can show them where these potholes are. I know where every pothole is on Long Island. It's as if Long Island was sprinkled with asteroids. These are not potholes. These are craters. They should at least do us the dignity of referring to these infrastructure problems as what they are. They're not potholes. A pothole is a little pothole. These are these are fossil-like dinosaur imprints along the parkways and highways that we traverse. So this will be on Old Northern Boulevard, Roslyn Estates, of course. You could tell where these fixings are. So the $26 million is going to go on the North Shore, the very snooty Roslyn Estates. Here it is, Flower Hill, East Hills, Mumsy Park. I haven't even heard of these places. Is this on Long Island? Russell Gardens, Lake Success. The golf courses, of course. We want an easier trip. We don't like to hit potholes on the way to the golf course. It says here, it's a start, but it's not really what we need. Who says this? Jeff Cohen of Dix Hills. What is he complaining? It says it's a disgrace how bad the conditions are. It says it's depressing to drive on the Northern State Parkway. It's depressing to drive on any parkway. If this guy's just depressed on the Northern State, he's not going to be much happier on the Southern State, I can tell you that, my North Shore friend. Some elected officials were also stressed these projects were desperately needed. It says, we haven't been resurfaced in over a decade. We deserve better. When you drive on it, it's like your teeth are shattering and fillings are going to fall out. That's one way to avoid the dentist. This is probably 2 years overdue. You might want to add a zero on the end of that. It's actually 20 years overdue. Governor Kathy Hochul in a statement said, these paving projects will provide motorists in Nassau and Suffolk counties with a smoother ride that will help strengthen the bonds that tie our Long Island communities together. Let me tell you what would strengthen the bonds of Long Island community. Anger and a long rope, a giant tug of war between Nassau and Suffolk County. Nothing will tie bonds together. We are at war. It's like the North and the South. It's Suffolk and Nassau. It's the Islanders and the Rangers, the Knicks and the Nets, the Yankees and the Mets. It never ends. But I just... sorry. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. $26 million? It sounds like a lot. And you're like, oh, that's great. That could cover maybe 2 potholes up on the North Shore. Come on. Anyway. Let's see if we can find... Alright, so we'll get Jeff to give us a call. He should be calling any moment. As we get into the section. This is the section I wanted to talk to Jeff about. And until he calls in. Did you see what happened here? This was interesting. It was a little... Oh, here we go. Speaking of Jeff. So let's see if we can get this all in sync. I'm going to try to get Jeff on the speaker. So we're going to accept. We're going to audio him. We're going to A9 him. And we're going to raise the roof, raise the volume a little bit. Got that up. Now we're going to put the speaker volume up. You see what I go through to put a show together? The tech that goes involved in putting this show together is unreal. And there we go. Welcome. Who do we have on the line?
You are a true producer.
Hey, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Mr. Jeff Zervos. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thank you. You do it all.
I do it all. And you know what? For a measly sum of money. You'd think I'd be compensated. You'd think I'd be living like a king. I'm not even living like Meghan Markle.
Yep.
I'm not even living like that little kid that they showed on the front page, that stupid little kid that they made a big deal about, the Duchess or the Prince's son or whatever moron that kid is, when he was making a face at the camera.
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, they made such a big deal. Hoity-toity, the kid was like making some, he's a kid, he's making a face. They haven't trained him yet. They haven't trained him in etiquette and couthness.
Yes, he's not royal yet.
He's not royalty. He's only tinfoil. He hasn't been gold plated. I was just talking about. Did you see these new Long Island license plates?
I caught a glimpse of them, yeah.
$60.
$60.
Come on. I thought they were free. I was all excited.
Yeah, I'll pass, thank you.
And it's the Montauk Lighthouse, of course. The signature of Long Island.
No thanks. I'll pay enough for my car, I have it.
You know, I think the signature of the license plate, I would get one if the image was a giant pothole. And it said, "Welcome to Long Island." We break for nothing. We break for nothing.
It says Long Island like a pothole.
Right, because, you know, you have the Sunshine State, Florida, you have, you know, everybody's got a motto or a saying on their license plates. You get Long Island. The crater hole of the cradle capital of the world. We embrace all asteroids.
It's gotten a little better.
Really? Jeff, you work remote.
Yeah, what the hell will I
What, there's no potholes on your lawn?
No, hey, my lawn is brand new.
That's what I'm saying. Your luxurious, beautiful lawn. I mean, the property value in Jeff's town is sideways. He has completely upended the housing market in Copiague. This guy is redoing. It's like a mansion now with a beautiful lawn. You could play polo on Jeff's lawn.
Yeah, my neighbors love me.
Well, I bet. You'll be the host of all the barbecues this summer.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, then.
Let's not go that far.
Let's not. Do you even know any of your neighbors?
No, not really.
That's that's another thing. When you're a kid, when I was a kid, you used to know your neighbors. Now nobody, you don't really. You just want to go in and out.
But then 50 new families have moved in since then. What the hell do I know?
That's what I'm saying. I think it's people are in, they're out, they don't stay for long. They want to, so you don't have that real community feel anymore.
No,
there's
gone a long time ago.
There's a new isolationism. But anyway, so tell me, Jeff. I know that you had recently seen a movie. We always like to pick your brain on if you saw anything good.
I saw The Flash.
The Flash. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Ezra Miller in some legal trouble?
Ezra Miller is in all kinds of freaky trouble. The guy's an idiot.
Well,
I'm surprised they didn't cut him from the film. It should have been released.
that's what I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm very surprised it got released based on what he's been up to in his life.
It says right here, troubled stars back in a flash. Ezra Miller's career looked like toast thanks to arrests and accusations. Now they've reinvented and set to have a hit.
Yeah, it's not bad. I find him irritating, but it's not bad. It's actually pretty good.
I'm trying to see what he.
It's better than the last horrible Wonder Woman they did.
Yeah. It's
pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun. Michael Keaton shows up. He's good.
Oh, Michael Keaton is now. Who is Michael Keaton playing? Is he playing Batman?
Michael Keaton played Batman a long time ago.
Right. No, I know that, but I mean that's what they're keeping it as. But I thought didn't Ben Affleck make an appearance in this movie?
Yes.
As what?
As Bruce Wayne.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was trying to figure out.
He's like the main Batman, and then things happen, and then you get Michael Keaton's version of Batman.
Okay, that's where I was a little confused.
You get a cameo again from George Clooney's Bruce Wayne.
Oh my God!
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! So you have Michael Keaton's in it, Ben Affleck's in it, and they remarked that Ben Affleck looked very slender.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's got to be J-Lo's cooking.
Yeah, you know what, Jennifer Lopez, you better be slender.
You better lay off the. He's not making any pit stops at Taco Bell.
That woman's not sticking with you if you're not.
Oh no, she's hardcore. Just ask A-Rod. Speaking of A-Rod, not to digress, but hold on a minute here. I've been accused, and not unwarranted, of always finding my stories, or some stories, at Newsday. So I said, let me try to find some other stories, different. And I saw something here, and this is in the New York Post, and they got a little shot here of A-Rod with his fitness instructor. And it says here, A-Rod and his girlfriend, fitness instructor Jacqueline Cordero, take an early summer stroll in Croatia. Now, if that's where you would go, right? If you want to take your girlfriend on a walk?
Oh, Croatia is my first destination.
Beautiful this time of year.
Absolutely.
There's been a buzz that the athletic duo might be inching towards a ring. So A-Rod and his fitness instructor. I have to say, boy, that's he's definitely downgraded.
Well, that didn't take long.
Huh?
That didn't take long.
No, well, look, she went. I mean, look, these guys, they change partners like socks. Everybody's got 400 kids, things all over the place. You got Salma Hayek in a new thing. This is so. I do like. I was looking at the Post, and I see they have some. The Post is big on like headlines and shocking. They seem to have a lot of shocking, scandalous things. And then the Daily News is kind of in the middle. But the Post seems like more story-driven, more salacious, almost TMZ-ish, BuzzFeed-like.
Yeah.
Do you read any of those papers? You don't read any of those papers.
Not really.
So your recommendation is to go see this movie.
Yeah, I mean, you've got nothing better to do for the comic book movies. So check out the play. It's all right. It's not terrible.
What else has Ezra Miller been? I don't know this guy very much. What else has he done besides he was in some kind of a cult?
I don't know anything else he's ever done.
Yeah, they're making him out to be like this. So it says here, so in a world that we're in where you make a wrong move and you're out, they'll replace you in a heartbeat, right? So why stick with this guy? And I'm going to give you a reason why they stuck with this guy. I'm going to give you a reason, Jeff, because I know Jeff likes a reason. It says here, I'm going to give you $100 million reason, Jeff.
Okay.
It says, comparisons have been drawn between Miller and Johnny Depp, who was booted from Warner Brothers' Fantastic Beasts in 2020 after losing his libel case against Amber Heard. It says, this is a very big movie, and after the disasters at CNN and with Warner Brothers, sources said it would have been costly and disastrous to have scrapped the movie at this point for where they would have had to delay it, and it could have cost them up to $100 million. So that is why they stuck with Miller, who was just charged last year with felony burglary, stealing alcohol from a home in Vermont. Makes no sense. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess they had to stick with. They feel like he's a Johnny Depp bad boy.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot. They're trying to make out. They're trying to find the new Johnny Depp. Just use the old Johnny Depp. Just use the old.
He will never be Johnny Depp. He'll never have Johnny Depp talent ever.
Exactly.
That's never gonna happen.
But he's got long hair.
Yeah.
Not in the movie, right? So anyway, I'm not. Did you see Spider-Verse?
No, I won't be seeing that.
Oh, really? I thought you. Well, because that's you see Spider-Man movies, though, right?
Yeah.
But the Spider-Verse thing is not your thing?
Is that the animated one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It is. I saw the first one. It was just kind of, yeah. It's just another franchise thing they're trying to get going. They want to make more. It's a waste of time.
Yeah. No thanks. I'll pass.
And here's another interesting story for you Gilligan Island fans out there. I was shocked. Look at this. I love this headline from the Post. Ginger but no bread. I love that. Gilligan's Island gal gets stiffed. Did you know Tina Louise, Ginger of Gilligan's Island, the movie star, is still alive?
She's still around?
89, baby.
No shit.
And
Wow,
it's
look at that.
and it not only that, but it seems here the glamour gal Tina Louise claims Warner Brothers put out a doll based on her iconic TV character Ginger Grant without her knowledge, and she feels shipwrecked.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
It says the $12 vinyl doll released by Funko, who is one of the biggest toy companies in America, Funko, was released in February 27th, and it's her. It's Ginger Grant. It says here the name of the doll is Ginger Grant, and it says here. Let's see a picture. They say it's not. They just say it happens to have the name Ginger Grant. But come on. It says Ginger Grant. I mean, it's got the red hair. It's Tina Louise. The actress who lives in Turtle Bay was very upset.
You think?
Yeah, it's a 4-inch figure in psychedelic beach garb.
How many hundreds of dollars does he just lose out on? Can you imagine?
Hundreds? How about millions? Well, I don't know if it's hundreds. Well, that's true. It probably will be. That's true. It probably will be only hundreds of dollars. I mean, how much is this doll going to sell?
Who's buying a freaking doll of Ginger?
A 4-inch doll of Ginger Grant. Nobody's even going to know what a Ginger Grant doll is.
Nobody.
Well, I'm going to buy one. I'm not. Not because she's not getting the money. This is terrible.
I forbid you to buy a doll of Ginger.
I forbid you to go see that movie about my father and you went. So I am going to buy a Ginger Grant doll. And I will have it on the show next to Richard Simmons. Next to my Richard Simmons. I wish this doll was bobblehead, though. I would love to see a bobblehead Ginger Grant.
The trailer looks funny.
I am here to tell you. I know you're a movie guy. You're a movie aficionado. A graduate of the LA Film School. That movie, that trailer did not look funny.
I laughed at the trailer.
All right.
But that was about it.
And you also think No Hard Feelings looks good with Scarlett, is it Scarlett or Jennifer Lawrence?
It looks like it could be. Again, the trailer looks kind of funny. She's usually good in whatever.
She's very good, but I feel like she's made a misstep here. I don't.
And again, she went and had a baby, so maybe she's lost a little bit.
I'm not feeling this movie, but I don't know. She has to date a kid to get him now. The parents want. It just doesn't make. It's just I don't know. But you go see it. You let us know. Because I bet you it's going to be that movie Mystery Night next Monday.
You think?
No, because it's out already.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, No Hard Feelings is out already. So usually the Monday night movie is not out yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But now this could be, but I don't think so. Because it's usually the Monday mystery movie is not a big blockbuster, right?
No, not a huge one.
So, speaking of big blockbuster, are you ready? Because, let's face it, summer gets off on Wednesday, June 21st. And what better way to celebrate the summer than with the gang, the Barbie gang? The Barbie movie is releasing in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, you go enjoy that.
I will. Oh, I will.
No, you can't.
I will. First of all, yes, it looks corny and stupid, but Margot Robbie, I see anything Margot Robbie's in.
I love Margot Robbie, but I am not going to see Barbie.
And she's going, and you know who's playing her Ken?
Yes, I'm not a big fan of his either.
Kevin Hart? No, I'm just kidding. It's not Kevin Hart. No, Kevin Hart is not playing Ken.
No, it's the other guy.
I'm kidding. Ryan Gosling.
Yes. No, thank you.
So yes, they haven't gone that woke in Barbie. they were thinking about it. I'm sure they were sitting there at Disney and Warner Brothers going, "Is there any way we could get Kevin Hart to play Ken?" You think? Anyway, just call him. See if he'd be into it.
I'd go see that.
That would be pretty funny.
That would be hilarious.
Nobody has a sense of humor anymore. Margot Robbie and Kevin Hart as Barbie and Ken.
That would be hilarious.
But That nobody listens to me. Then you get like The Rock in there somewhere. He's like, plays one of the stupid, because you got to have a beach guy with muscles, right? It's like, it's easy. Oh, Jeff, we could pound this script out in less than 2 days.
Yeah, I'm sure we could.
You get a couple of, some hokey songs, some kind of beach songs. Isn't one of the Beach Boys guys still alive? Get him to write a few songs. But that releases in a couple of weeks, and I'm only thinking of Margot Robbie because I saw I, Tonya last night. And, I saw the end of it. I had seen it before. It's a good movie. She was good in it.
It is?
The movie is kind of stupid, but I like her, and I thought she played it good. But yes, I liked her in, actually, Bombshell, which was a stupid movie. I like her. I just like her in things. She was good, obviously, in the Leo DiCaprio, the Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Hollywood. What's that movie? Something about Hollywood?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she played the girl that was, in real life, supposedly had gotten murdered by Manson.
Yep.
The ditzy kind of lived with that, what's his face? Who was that director back then that did all those movies?
I don't know.
That he was that kind of famous director. Now you're going to make me look it up.
I don't
know. We'll get that info for you on the next show. But he was, she was her name was Tate. She played
Sharon Tate.
Sharon Tate, that's right. I knew it would come to me. Things always, the universe revolves slowly around me, but I get there at the end of the day. Now, let's get to the fact that what we're here about, why we're here, why we have gathered to watch the Steve Squared Show. I'm glad you called, Jeff. I don't know where Steve is, but here's what the Steve Squared Show is about tonight. I'm watching Food That Built America last night, and they had a new episode.
What are you watching?
Food That Built America on the History Channel. Yeah. So they had a new episode last night. They hadn't had new ones in a long time. So last night they did fruit drinks, the fruit juice. And they did the first ones that were in the public eye. Let's see how good you are. Name me the first 2 fruit drinks that hit the scene, and we're talking about way back in the day. This is, we're not talking 60s, 70s. We're talking way back.
Well, High C has to be one of them.
High C, baby. You got it. And what's the other one?
And way back then?
Yeah. Kind of, it came after High C.
Can't be Gatorade.
Actually, I digress. It was before High C. High C was in 1946. High C was in 1946. So this was in the 1920s.
What the hell are they drinking in the 20s?
Moonshine.
Moonshine with an apple in it.
Moonshine, and they squeezed an orange in it. No, it was Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Oh my God! How did I forget Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid. So this guy, Edwin.
That's like the pinnacle fruit drink.
Right, Edwin Perkins from Nebraska. He worked in his father's store, and he when Jell-O came out, he had an interest to see what other forms Jell-O could be in the packaging. So he came up with this drink, but the problem was it was in bottles, the shipping, so he made it into a powder form, got all the liquid out of it. They called it Kool-Aid, and the rest is Kool-Aid history. Now, of course, we know Kool-Aid as the giant pitcher guy that busts through the wall. That's the character. So that didn't come around till the 50s when, who bought Kool-Aid? General Foods. And they were doing commercials, so they had the Kool-Aid Man. So Kool-Aid was first, and then High C came along in the 40s because people were coming back from the war with scurvy. There was a big scurvy outbreak.
And a poison fruit drink was going to cure scurvy.
Exactly. So what they came up with was they said, look, these soldiers are coming back, post-traumatic syndrome, shell-shocked, scurvy, jaundice. Any disease, tropical you could find, here's a glass of high C. That's the way they took care of medical problems back in the day.
Yeah, here's 10 pounds of sugar.
Here's 10 pounds of sugar with a little yellow, a little hint of urine in it.
and have a cigarette while you're at it.
Smoke this, baby. Smoke a Virginia Slim, who wasn't so slim, by the way. I know Virginia. She was not so slim.
Smoking a high C.
A cigarette and a high C. So the high C drink was supposed to be high in vitamin C. It really wasn't. It had ascorbic acid, which is a derivative of vitamin C. But, at least they were thinking. They started thinking. And vitamin C, actually high C, was from the Minute Maid company. At the time, Minute Maid was the company owned by Coca-Cola. So they came out with this drink. And it really was the start of these, of obesity. Because, as you said, these were fruit sugar drinks. And but it took about 20 years later, 1965, and what came about in 1965 would really turn the fruit juice drink on its ear, or the powdered drinks. What happened in 1965? Any clue?
Sorry, I think I lost you there for a minute.
Oh, so 1965, it would take another 20 years for another drink to come on the scene that would revolutionize the industry of drinks, fruit drinks, powdered drinks. Do you know what that drink was? I'll give you a clue.
Gatorade?
You are correct. Well, I didn't even say, I just said I'll give you a clue.
Gatorade that early?
Yeah, it was already being done in the University of Florida, which is where this originated. There was these two guys, Dr. Robert Cade and Dr. Dana Shines, and what they were doing was working in the University of Florida lab, working on some different formulas, and what had happened with sport teams back then was coaches, because of course they were, I always think people, nobody had a book or a brain. They did not let athletes drink before or during the game. They said they would make them feel sluggish. So in the oppressive heat of Florida, these guys were dehydrated, and they were wondering why they were fatiguing out in the second half of football games. So he experimented with the football team, and he had this drink that was, helped to replenish your electrolytes or your sodium levels. And they started being a stronger team in the second half and outlasting other teams. And the drink caught a little bit of, attention. So they were going to sell the formula to the university for $10,000. The university turns around and tells them, get the hell out of here, go back in the lab, and get away from us. We didn't even know we had a lab.
Damn.
But when the drink becomes Gatorade and becomes a multi-million-dollar fiasco, they took these guys and sued them and said, well, they made it on our property, that's our lab, and they got a settlement. They got 20% of all future royalties of Gatorade, which is enormous. It's ridiculous. They
shouldn't have gotten anything.
They shouldn't have gotten anything. The rich, it's an example of the rich and corporate and powerful. They just keep getting what they want. They just, when
Gatorade should have fought that one.
They were a new company at the time, I guess, and they just didn't have that. I mean, they, whether they did it on using their equipment or their lab, they did bring it, but whatever. Very annoying.
Yeah.
I don't like to hear good feel story. That's not a good feel story to me. But this is a good feel story. Jeff, I have a good feel story for you.
Okay.
I have two good feel stories for you. We'll do these fast. I got about 5 minutes. First of all, if you love the Kardashians, and we know you do.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff spends... I can't call Jeff on a Friday or Saturday. Jeff is on Friday nights at 8 o'clock. Jeff is parked in front of watching any of the new episodes of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell these women got famous.
I'm going to tell you. The same reason that these women got famous. Here's a new form of the Kardashians. I don't know if you're watching, Jeff, but there's this new Islamic version of the Kardashians. They are a five Afghan immigrant family living in LA. It's called Secrets and Sisterhood. This is the Sozadas. The Sozadas. Five women, as you could see. I don't know if you could see, but they're very Kim Kardashian or Kardashian-like, with the same look, the same, slutty, promiscuous, the whole nine, real, down and dirty looks and the whole thing. But it says here, at first glance, you may think this is a Kim Kardashian off. But the co-executive producer, said in a Zoom interview, of course, what better way than a Zoom, this goes way deeper. It's about culture and family. No, it's not. It's not. It's about, you know what it's about? It's about shirts that are too low.
Why would you want to lower yourself to be like the freaking Kardashians? I don't get it.
Well, they make a lot of money, Jeff.
Nobody's watching that show. Come on. It's impossible.
It says these are going to be, it's a Muslim version of the Kardashian show. So they're going to have, the same problems me and you have, Jeff, with their family and their four hot sisters rolling around in the mud, arguing in showers.
Oh man! You know what? I'm gonna follow you around with a camera, and we're gonna make $1 billion.
Let's do. Well, Jeff, I don't think I'll have that kind of draw as these five hot Afghan sisters. Or they five.
Remember Ed TV with Matthew McConaughey?
Yes.
We're doing Steve TV.
You know what? I'm telling you, I would love it. I'd love the attention. I am an attention grabber, but that is not happening. That's not selling. You know what sells? 5 pornographic sisters. That's what sells. Whether these girls are sisters or not, that's what people are turning into on Hulu. So let me see. I want Jeff because I want to make sure it doesn't. It's not a. And then look, this is not going to interfere with your Kardashian watching. They're on different times, so you'll be fine.
Oh, great! I can't imagine.
It says the oldest sister, Suzadada Muslova, in a Zoom interview as well, says it shows we're relatable. We're Americans. We're human.
Stop it.
I wonder at what point did the citizens wear a sign that says "Easy Target"? We're stupid. $60 license plates, Afghan versions of the Kardashians. When will it stop, Jeff?
We're lost.
I long for a simpler day when you could drink a sugar-filled Kool-Aid and just wane away the day.
It's going to be like 3 or 4 more generations before this crap is weeded out of us.
We've gotten to such a point, it's like this overload of quality. There's no quality TV. There's no quality anything. It's just salacious crap, and that's who's making money. There's no room for writers like us. There's no room for storytelling anymore. It's about...
It's going to get worse once the AI shit takes over.
Right. It's who can put... How many views can we get on our channel? And I don't care... The story doesn't matter. It's let's put hot girls or porn or whatever is going on. That's the story. There is no story. It's just, or else it's just some crappy, It's about... Because they understand... That's what's going to bring the eyes to the TV. So whether they put Taylor Swift in a sitcom, they don't care what the sitcom is. That'll put on, it's about who can we get. The name, right? It's about the name. It's not about the story.
Of course.
And I love when actors go, well, I'm just a vehicle to tell the story. No, you're not.
We should make our own freaking production studio.
We have to do it for real stories. We should call it Real Story. Real Stories. Or...
Yeah.
Here's one, and for the final story of the night, who do you think will take over for Pat Sajak? Now, as you know, Pat Sajak has announced his retirement from the Wheel of Fortune. Now, I don't know what Vanna White is going to do. Who's going to... She's going to keep changing letters when no Pat Sajak?
Yeah, she's not going to leave that show. She'll be insane.
So they have... I had a list of some possibilities that I thought might make a good host.
Other than his daughter.
Oh, he has a daughter?
Yeah.
What do you think of this? First of all, Kim Kardashian.
Oh my God.
Or one of the Afghan sisters. I think that would be great with Vanna. All right, what about Dr. Phil?
No. Stop it.
I give you one more. Jennifer Coolidge. Ooh, what is that? What does that solve? Is that puzzle solved? Ooh. Vanna, change the letters.
You know who's going to get it? I'll tell you right now who's going to get that gig.
Who?
Ryan Seacrest.
It actually says that right here. It said Odds Makers has Ryan Seacrest 6-1.
That bet you anything, he gets that show.
But they say there is a deal that LeVar Burton has a chance. He almost succeeded Alex Trebek in Jeopardy.
Now that would be interesting.
They said that's a possibility. He's like number 2 on the list, and they said not Steve Harvey because he's busy with the Family Feud.
I'd love to see LeVar Burton get that.
That's a chance. There's a chance. Or, you know, so that's your roundup there. Whole lot of nothing. Anyway,
Yep.
so that's yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, for those, if you learned nothing today of the Steve Squared Show, you've learned to get yourself a nice tall cool glass of Kool-Aid. Go outside, read a book. I'm telling you, I'm learning a lot from the Jewel book. She's really, I'm halfway through. Like I said, she's about energy, and she really plays with her thought process when she was homeless. She really thought about, you know, I'm getting to the part of the book where she's just discovered in the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Where, I wonder where and when I'll be discovered. Where do you think that day will be?
At the same time I am.
I'm thinking we need to get into an area that will be more discoverable. She was in a coffee shop. Maybe we need to hang out more in coffee shops.
Yeah.
Well, the Wanto Cup, I could do some stand-up there. I think my ban is over. I think I'm allowed back in.
You were banned from a coffee shop?
Well, I wouldn't say banned, but I had done stand-up many years ago at the Wanto Cup, and I was never invited back. You know what? I'll tell you why. My humor was way ahead of the time for that coffee shop at the time.
Uh-huh.
You know, they were more lighthearted, good feel comedy. They didn't want an angry comic.
People want to laugh, not get depressed, you know.
Well, are you saying I bring people down? Oh my God! Jeff is saying, ladies and gentlemen, that I make my audience depressed. I bring people down. I don't. You know what I do? I disagree. I incite anger in people, which is what my goal is. I say, get out there. Let your voice be heard. Stop driving over potholes. Stop paying $60 for a license plate. This isn't. Stop waiting in traffic. It's terrible. The whole thing is terrible. Anyway.
I know, it's awful.
Anyway. I'm going to go and watch the premiere of the Asvaldidas Afghan sister show. And I'm going to get back to you on that, and I'll let you know. And, of course, and the Arnold doc. I'm up to the final part of the Arnold doc, the politician section. So,
I got to get back to that.
Yeah, get back to that. That's really good. I think the Arnold doc is really good. And that's we covered a lot today. So, Jeff, I'll let you go, and then I'll wrap up. And I'll good workout today, my friend, and I'll talk to you soon.
Will do.
All right, Jeffy.
See you later.
Later, bud. And that was Jeff calling in, giving us a little movie review on The Flash. He says, you can see it if you have nothing else to do. I'm sure a movie review that all producers want to hear. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up for another Father's Day edition of the Steve Squared Show. Happy again Father's Day to my dad and all the dads and fathers and families and out there. Don't just make it a day. Make it a lifestyle. Be nice to your dad every day. Try that. And don't get in deflated balloons. I'm going back there right now. I think they're still open. I'm gonna head over there now. I'll be signing autographs as I'm taken away in handcuffs. For myself and of course for Kermit. check out Stephen R. Kaminsky on the Instagram for all your fun tips, trivias, and dumbbells, hints and things. And I'll leave you with this. A toe shouldn't take that long to heal. Aaron Judge, fix that toe. I'm getting irate already, waiting for this guy's toe to heal. I mean, how long does a toe take? I'm going to leave you with that. Have a wonderful week. We'll be back in the studio next week with the gang. Enjoy. Have a wonderful week. As always, next week, Monday, 6:30. Funny Man Stevie K signing off. Have a wonderful week, gang.